Hello.
Sorry.
Finish?
Yeah.
No. 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to...
No.
Oops, you're going to say it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it.
No, all right then.
Right? Mm-hmm. Take 27. Hello and welcome to... Oops. Right.
What a week.
Oh.
The life of OAPs, this is.
Yeah, OAP's on tour. Yeah. Monday,
Yeah.
we went out for a tour to hospital departments.
Chichester Hospital, St Richard's, yeah.
Yeah. And
Spent the best part of, well, the morning between appointments.
yeah. I had to go to neurology for me Parkinson's.
Yeah.
That's like training. When you got Parkinson's, you train as a chat show host.
Oh, God.
Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we had to go downstairs across the car park
To respiratory.
to respiratory. And it seems my new CPAP machine. It seems to be doing the business.
It's doing what it should be.
Yeah. So I'm really chuffed about that. The only thing is though, the Mel, she forgot to put the chippy thing back in my machine.
Yeah.
That's what records data, so they know when I'm stopping breathing and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then also, before we get carried away in the main part of this, there's quite a bit on this one if we manage to fit it all in.
I'm excited.
On the Thursday, we went to have our eyes done, our eyes tested, not done.
Not done.
But tested.
Yeah.
To get, as it turns out, more new glasses.
Glasses. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
But
Very important to get your eyes sorted out.
yeah. Don't forget, if you ain't been for an eyesight test, please go, because if you have an accident and when it goes to court, blah, 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 and they find out that your eyesight is below the permissive sight level, you can be done. You can be fined £1,000.
Yeah.
Your insurance can be
It'd be null and void then, wouldn't it?
And it's the same, like with me having Parkinson's and other problems. I've had to notify my insurance, I've had to notify DVLA. And, you know, without it, if you're out there with an illness, don't try and get away with it.
Well, it's not just thinking you might be getting away with it. It's you don't realise. When we went on the DVLA website, and it, you know, the bit where it says "Tell us if you're ill" sort of thing, and you can click on a button and it gives you all the illnesses that you're meant to report to them. My life, there's hundreds of them.
Mole suffers from type 2 diabetes, and that's on there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, okay, the minute
But it does explain to you, I mean, with the diabetes, as long as you're being controlled and you're sort of like, okay, that's not a problem. But it was all this list of A to Z of all these illnesses that if you've got one of them, which you might not even think about, you know, you go on there and it'll tell you if you need to notify them.
Yeah, or if you can manage to see a doctor, ask a doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Tuesday, when do we go Tuesday?
Oh, down to Yapson Village Hall.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. There was method in our madness. Perhaps you'd like to tell our subscribers about it.
Well, this just goes on and on and on, doesn't it? The field down
Bilsham
Road, that's the latest one that they're going to be sort of like building on.
That's the one we fought our hardest, Amanda, ourselves, members of the public, we could protest, and we lost.
Yeah.
So
at least this company, BOK LOK,
Strong.
IKEA,
Yeah.
good name, isn't it? They did put up a presentation for the villagers to go along and just give an outline of what they're planning to do. So that was very good.
Again, this is the last field in Bilsham.
It's the last field in blooming Yapton, I think.
Yeah.
And we thought, okay, we'll do a for and against sort of thing. Go on, you can sort of...
We actually went down to the village hall, and it was nice to see developers actually engaging with the general public instead of companies like what they called. I had a go at them. Landlink, where they say, "Oh, we've contacted all the villagers and blah 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 blah," and they ain't. This is the first one, right? We had a look around and we asked lots of questions. There's things I'm not happy with still. I
mean, we know one or two people have been down there and they're all for it, which is fine. You know, it's personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we've looked at so many of these things now. We begin to get a little bit picky, maybe. But we'll tell you what we're for and what we're against.
Yeah, we've kind of worked out a for and against to be kind of diplomatic.
Yeah.
So for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got a bit of paper here in case you didn't know. There's that much going on.
Yeah. I'll do that again. You ready? And cue Mole. For. Go on.
Oh, you want me to do it now?
Yeah, when I say cue Mole.
Oh, right,
for,
okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, all right. Right, they're built off-site. So these houses are built off-site. They're built into panels. And they're all sort of like fully kitted out. So if you've got a what do they call it? Like a draining board in a kitchen or anything like that, the kitchen sink is there. So when they put that part of the thing in your house, all they got to do is just plop it in, and it's there. It's already fitted.
Yeah.
So and they also say that there's no real disruption on the site. So noise. There's still going to be noise.
I mean,
obviously.
Surely they've still got to go in with diggers.
Yeah.
And dig out the ground and mark out where the footings are going to be.
Yeah, and put the concrete foundations in. And that's.
Yeah, so if this happens in the summer, we're still going to get bloody dust.
Yeah. Probably not as, I don't know, probably not as much with a conventional board, and whether anybody does conventional builds now. But the bricks, they're sort of like panels that go on the front. If you've seen those down Bonham's Field, the flint on those, they're done on like boards and just put up.
I actually think they're proper bricks and they're done by brickies.
No, I don't think they are. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
But these bricks, they are like laser printed. He was saying to me, for me to get my head round of it, they're made from recycled bricks, so they're all crunched up and then somehow obviously stuck back together, but so that they formed like, I thought it was on these panels, but I might be wrong. John reckons that they are actually individually laid again. So that's good. They're made from recycled stuff. So that we haven't got a problem with that.
I mean, I asked the question as well because there's a lot of the... I mean, to be fair, with these flat back houses, they should last as long as a normal house, right? But I was told and promised there would be a heat pump in every house, okay? Because in a few years' time, normal combi boilers are going to be banned, aren't they? And if you look at some of the new developments that are like on Barrett's and places like that, you won't see one of these heat pumps because they've just stuffed these gas boilers in or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry about this.
Just ignore him.
No.
And the final thing that we could sort of think that we could sort of say we're for, obviously, is the wildlife area.
Yeah.
Yes, at least they have put a wildlife area in, but...
Not yet, dear.
What?
They haven't put a wildlife area in.
Well, it's on the plans, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's still not big enough. It doesn't matter how big it'll be. They had their whole field before. Now they've got a little section. But at least I suppose that is something.
And they're planting trees.
Yeah. I did ask if they were down the edge that, you know, runs down the road, if they were going to be leaving that hedge. And he said, oh, well, we're planting trees. And I said, yes, but are you leaving that hedge? Which he didn't really, he wasn't 100% sure about. Because I said to him, you know, creatures live in the hedges, you know, they're not going to all scamper up trees or whatever. So that was a little bit of a grey area, that one.
Now, I just want to show you this, okay? I've done a little bit of tomfoolery on the old intercourse, on the goal net. Yeah. Yeah. So
nothing wrong with your brain, is there?
Hey, there's a lot wrong with my brain. So anyhow, if anybody wants to watch this bit of intercourse, it starts now. Okay, what really worries me here is all this is more or less being built on. Now then, IKEA flat pack want to build on this. Originally, it was going to be built by another developer, but I think they pulled out. Now then, so there we go. Loads of flat pack houses there. But here, on the plan, and we actually questioned them about a road, what looked like a road going into this field, and they was like, oh, no, we're not sure what that is. Okay, this is BOK LOK's kind of version. Now, as you can see, here's my little pointer here. It's a road that runs through, and there, can you see? Just there is a definite arrow leading into this field. Why? We actually spoke to 2 or 3 people and they said, oh, that shouldn't be there. Really? So why is it arrowed? And why does it say down here, vehicular links? Sorry, I can't say that, but I've said it. So it's obvious they're trying to get the rest of this field to build on with their little flat pack houses that doesn't even look remotely like a village house. Okay, if I come over here, you can see it there, right there, but they don't know what it's doing. But we think they do. We think they're going to try and build on all this field here. So, as you can see, I did my best to try and show you what's kind of happening. But what worries us, if you, I'll put another little still here. What worries us, there's a road leading to nowhere.
Yeah.
Initially, what was the amount of houses? It was down for 30 houses.
Yeah.
30. Now, on those plans, there's probably 140.
Yeah.
And we queried, because if you look at the map, which I'll just put up kind of here, you can see there's a road.
There's an arrow that top end runs right the way across.
Yeah, and it runs into a field.
And it runs into the next field.
So, with all the horror stories we've had around here recently, we automatically assume that is a road. And we automatically assume behind our backs and behind everybody's back, the field that this road leads to, although they've got it down as a cycle path, will probably lead to further houses. Yeah. It's happened everywhere, hasn't it?
I think we just got to the point we don't trust anybody. Really.
No, we don't trust anybody anymore. Absolutely not. No. And so, yeah, I mean,
the thing is, you know, against it, obviously we're down to the same old. The amount of traffic that again is going to go through the village. And I was talking to one chap and I said, you know, they said, oh, well, there's only going to be, what was it, something stupid, like 40 cars or something, I don't...
Yeah,
and
right.
I said, no, there's not. I said, if you build 140, well, eventually it's going to be about 300, I think, isn't it? But anyway, if you build...
Not on this side.
Oh, not on this one, right. See, I get confused. 140 homes, you're going to have at least 140 cars.
Yeah.
At least. Most people have got two cars. Which is going to... And he said, well, you know, it'll be staggered throughout the day. I went...
How do people...
It won't.
Yeah, how can it be staggered? This is what I don't get, right? We'll stagger it during the day.
You can't do that.
If, right, people will work.
Yeah.
Okay.
School drop.
It's
all roughly the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll all leave literally together. So 140 homes, let's double that to 280 cars. Right? Because basically the transport infrastructure around here is shit.
Yeah. And it's going to go that. We're a little bit uncertain about whether there is just the one exit onto Burndall Road, whether there is another one further down. We couldn't quite see. But I'm sure it's one exit, so it's one in, one out.
Yeah.
Well, same one in, same one out.
So basically next door you've got that...
You're going to have a jam going up that estate, aren't you?
If you look at the field, to the right there's already building, okay? And to the left, when they start building that's going to be double 140 cars, right?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of vehicles going up and down on that road.
Yeah, and they've all got to use the same road. They've all got to possibly go down to Comic Corner, which you know is an absolute death trap.
Yeah. But they are building a new roundabout.
Yeah, apparently they're restructuring the A259. And as you get towards Little Hampton, where the Little Hampton Bridge is, they're building a nice little suspension bridge. So cyclists and people and dog walkers can get boing, boing, boing over the River Arun. Right? Rubbish! Get the infrastructure sorted, right? Seriously, because... The roads have got potholes everywhere, not just Yapton, everywhere, okay? We asked him about the sewers. Apparently there's going to be, what?
A cesspit.
Cesspit.
A cesspit on the site for the houses.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. But
it's still got to be taken away, hasn't it?
Yeah, but still, I asked another man, because we collar two people, don't we? Yeah, and collar this other bloke, and yes, they will be connecting the estate to existing sewers. Now, the sewers are not coping.
No.
We all know that. So this is another against, because somebody mentioned about...
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got more sewage, right?
I mean, and me personally, and I'm sure John agrees as well, we just do not want any more houses.
No, we don't want them.
You just don't want them. Leave everything alone.
Yeah.
We're way too overcrowded now.
I mean, Yapton is not a village anymore.
No.
It's not a village, and we don't feel good living here, do we?
No.
And it's not just us; it's other people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, if they're going to build them, I mean, and I know this is a thing of yours, and build them all as social housing. Build them so that the local people, you know, the youngsters, they've got a chance. Because, I mean, we don't know how much these properties are. We haven't seen anything on prices. But the majority of the ones that they're building now, there's no way the kids can afford, you know, to buy one.
But I think this, if they're going to, well, they are going to build these flat pack Lego type things, right? Make them social housing.
Yeah.
A good old fashioned council estate, right?
Yeah.
None of these, fine for local buyers, fine for first-time buyers. First-time buyers can't buy bloody houses, they're too expensive, aren't they?
Yes, they are, yeah.
So I'd be much happier if these houses were social houses.
Yeah.
Because we know people are sleeping on the settees in the houses because their children can't afford to go out and rent a place or even get the foot on the ladder, right? Yeah. None of this is helping, is it?
No, not at all.
Right. Also, we noticed on Drove Lane they put drainage pools.
Yeah.
Now these drainage pools run out into the
Rife.
Well, into the drainage off the fields.
Yeah.
But this...
On this field...
House of Lego... this House of Lego is going to have one such pond.
Yeah.
And when it rains, it's going to fill. And they're going to... It's going to have pipes that run into the Rife, which is just behind it.
Yeah, that's quite worrying, that is, isn't it?
That is worrying, because down at Climping, we have got the sea overtopping all the time now.
Yeah.
And if we have a bad storm, the sea will come straight up the Rifes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
we need them to be empty and ready and waiting.
Yeah, but
we don't want it filling up with drainage off a housing estate.
Well, this is what's happening. You see, it'll drain into the Rife, okay. But the master plan is it'll run down the Rife. Okay. But if the sea does get through, and it's getting through at Climping with alarming regularity.
It's very sad down there, isn't it?
It's going to come up the Rife. And if it comes up the Rife, there are flood barriers, but it's just going to get through it. Okay? So everything on low land is going to be
wet.
Very wet. So that worries us also.
Yeah.
You cannot keep building, and it's got to stop. Okay? So we are totally against this.
Yeah.
It may look all nice and shiny and lots of little bunnies running around the field, right? There ain't going to be that way. We're getting more traffic off it, more pollution. Yeah?
We'll become one of them, what do they call them, areas, a no-go zone, or you have to pay £50 to travel through Yapton.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at. But please, something needs to be done. If anybody from top of the Conservatives, which I doubt, yeah?
Yeah.
This has got to stop. It's actually upsetting people now, mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it is with me. I mean, I've been always been quite nuts, but you can't go anywhere now.
No, without
people,
everybody,
everybody's driving fast. Everybody's
they're mental, aren't they?
Yeah. If you come up from
up to Sparks Corner.
Yeah, if you come up Burndall Road to Sparks Corner, that is a giveaway.
They don't
give
stop.
way. They just go
straight
swaying through the village.
And you think one day,
Yeah.
I don't know, anything hasn't happened yet, but yeah, they just do not stop or even prepare to stop.
No, they just
go
come flying through.
and you think,
It's not just cars, it's these dirty great big earth wagons that keep going to the building sites and slow down. Yeah, because somebody's going to get killed.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's enough of that. If I'll put a link in the description to BOK LOK. And
BOK LOK IKEA.
yeah. And I think you've got something else to say. We've had our other winter bellying.
Bill, I
was
need
thinking
bits of
belly.
paper. Nah. Right.
Go, Mole.
Like a lot of you, I expect, you've all had your latest winter bills in, and we've been doing this experiment since last September. And again, they were okay. They were down, and
Man.
yeah, considering the electricity. Do you want me to give these figures? They're not going to mean a lot to people, is it really? No. Well. This electricity bill was cheaper than the one in 2021, which was before all this silly price gazumping thing. So hey, we're really thrilled with that one. So that is very, very good. The gas, extortionate prices for the gas. Admittedly, we did have a time probably mid-January when it went really, really cold, and we thought, no, we're not going to freeze. It's silly. It is silly to freeze. But that bill was still weighed down by, let me have a look, about 30, 40 quid, 30, 40 pounds from this time last year. And they've gone up in that time. So, yeah, we're very pleased with that. So I hope some of you others have given this a go. But yeah, hopefully it will be all out. Well, it'll all calm down a little bit now.
I mean, those
they're on about bringing the prices.
I mean, those that have seen some of our previous videos about saving money. We've been cooking on a camping cooker out the camper. Been
Halogen cooker
and
microwave
and
a little. It's like a little mini crock pot, but it's not. It does a multitude of sins.
But Anne's called a crack pot.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. That is. I love that little thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, it's a pain having appliances everywhere. That is a bit of a, and you have to get your timings all right.
Yeah.
But it's a darn sight cheaper than using an oven.
Yeah. And yeah, we mounted here. This was a bit of a rant, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we're bloody fed up of housing. We're just completely pissed off with it. And we're fed up of hitting potholes because when you drive now,
dodge 'em, isn't it?
Whoever's driving has to have a co-passenger.
Yeah,
just to go,
you need
what's
a
that
navigator,
pothole?
don't you?
Yeah, what's that pothole?
Yeah.
What's that pothole?
Ugh.
And you tend to drive in the middle of the road.
Or you like this.
Yeah.
Whoever's behind you must think, crikey, they've been at the beer or something. You know?
It's not safe.
No.
So building more houses, yeah,
It ain't going to help.
it's just adding to the problem. Totally adding to the problem. We really have had enough. And I'll tell you something now. If we was in our maybe 40s, 50s, we would probably be selling up, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Where we would go to, I don't know. Because I don't want to go back to West Bromwich.
No.
But I don't know, maybe France, something like that.
Blimey.
I can imagine me with onions around my neck and a beret and a stripe. Because all Frenchmen wear striped T-shirts
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
and ride bicycles.
No. Okay.
There was something else about the hospital. I've got to go to the doctors next week, but I'll leave that to your imagination.
I wouldn't.
Peace and love, we're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.